Today is a big day. Finally, the highly requested Simgot Duo has arrived. We have the EA1000 and the EA500LM. We'll be discussing these two today, which one should you get, and also comparing it to the Origin, the one that I reviewed recently and has crowned the best single dynamic driver IEM under $500. Does that title still hold water against these two? We'll find out. Hey friends, Tim here, welcome back to a video on Guess Audio. Today we're going to start off with the review of these first and then jump into comparison later on in the video. Now between these two, there's a price difference of around $120, $130 give or take. And for me, they sound and perform quite similar. One is undoubtedly better than the other one, but only by 5 to 10%. And the better one might surprise you because it is not the more expensive one. It is, in fact, the cheaper one. The EA500LM, for me, sounds better than the EA1000. So much so that I would never pick this up. 10 times out of 10, given the choice between the two, I would always pick the EA500LM. Now, tuning-wise, they are quite similar, with similar pros and cons. It's just the EA500 edges it out by having one less con than the EA1000. Now, what are some of those pros and cons? Let's first jump into pro number one, and that is the tuning. The tuning of these two are very pleasing. Nice, easy to listen to, versatile, good for majority of genres. It's slightly a bit warm, but balanced overall. Just a easy to like, balanced kind of tuning that doesn't sound thin in any way. Pro number two, they're both built really well and have great accessories given the price tag. In general, most people are going to like these IEMs from both the sound perspective and also the accessories and all the physical things that you get with it. Nothing majorly wrong on that front. Now jumping into the cons, now the cons here are, I wouldn't say major, they're more like the reason that gatekeeps these IEMs from being worth any more than they currently are. And con number one is the treble. The treble here has some nice distinctiveness in the lower treble, but extension-wise, naturalness-wise, timbre-wise, it's just not quite there. The treble just sounds artificial. Comparing it to other sets that have better or more smooth sounding treble, it's immediately apparent that this just doesn't sound natural. Well, both of these just doesn't sound natural in that area. So a point down for that. And con number two, and this is the con only on the EA1000, is something that the EA500 doesn't have, is that the EA1000 sounds just congested, especially compared to EA500. When you A/B between the two, it's immediately apparent that the EA500 just sounds more open. Sounds like it has just a bit more separation in the instruments. They're not drowning with each other as much as the EA1000, which is super surprising because the EA500 is significantly cheaper than the EA1000. Now, if you're wondering about tuning nozzles, Timmy, what about the tuning nozzles? Well, these are the only good tuning nozzles for each IEM. The rest of them make the IEM sound worse, so I wouldn't even bother with those tuning nozzles. Now on to technical performance. Let's bring up my scale right here. I would say both the EA1000 and the EA500LM sits around the Aria 2. It's not worse, not better. Again, this is due to the treble. The treble is just not quite there. You get incisiveness in some treble details, but you're sacrificing a lot of the other treble details that you could have gotten if you have like a smoother extension. And this is shown very well in IEMs like the Alpha Performer 5, in the Yume 2, in Tansim's Origin, in any other IEMs that has a more smooth and natural treble presentation. Though, I would say that with the treble response of the EA1000 and the 500LM, they do come across more exciting than IEMs with smoother treble, but that's a trade-off that you're gonna have to make for yourself. Do you want a more exciting kind of treble sound, or do you want a more natural with more nuanced treble sound that a smoother sounding treble can give you? I'll leave that up to you guys. That being said, let's jump into comparison. Everyone wants me to compare the EA twins to the Origin by Tanzim. I've previously reviewed the Tanzim Origin and said it is the #1 single dynamic driver IM under $500. Now, does that title still hold true in comparison to these two? And I would say, yes. Yes, it does. But with one big caveat is that the Tanzim Origin is significantly more expensive than the EA500LM. Now, the EA1000, again, is out of the competition because the EA500LM is just better than it at significantly cheaper. So we're just gonna throw the EA1000 out of this conversation and just do a quick comparison between the EA500LM and the Origin. Now, reason #1 why the Origin is better is the treble extension. The treble here is just nuanced, is smooth, is natural. And #2, the Origin just sounds way cleaner, more natural sounding in the timbre as well. It's just, I don't know how else to put it. It's a straight upgrade from the 500LM. I enjoy the Origin 150% more than I enjoy the EA500LM. But again, with that big caveat that the Origin is 3 times the price of the 500LM. So the Origin being better is kind of a given, and it should be that way. Now, in regards to the EA500LM, should you buy it, and is $80-something a good price for it? I would say yes. Hell yes, even. I would personally pay around $130, $135 for an EA500LM. Due to the sound quality and build quality, it deserves that kind of higher price tag. The EA1000, on the other hand, I don't recommend you buy. Is $200 for an IM that's not as good as the one at $80. Skip that one entirely. Alright, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I know in the last video I promised the Moondrop May would be next, but since this video got requested way too many times, I had to do this one first. But Moondrop May is next, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace. Bye.